Welcome back to another Tech Tip Tuesday. My name's Kasey, and I'm going to be your host for today's Tech Tip. Let's go ahead and get into job management. That'll be our first area because today we're going to be talking about processes, replacing processes. Now, replacing processes, we'll click on this option right here under Tools. And replacing processes can be done through many different facets. So the first thing that we need to do is define what process is it that we want to replace, right? And so just looking through the list here, we'll go ahead and pick a process. And do I want that process to be swapped out within a quote? Do I want it to be swapped out within the job? Or do I want it to be swapped out within the method, right? Or all of them? In this particular example, I'm going to choose to swap out processes for jobs that I've set up in the system. Now that I've defined the source and the process, I can select Find, and that will pull up all of the jobs that process is associated with. From there, I can define, well, if I'm going to change out this process, then I'm going to swap it out with another process. And what process do I want to change that to? So this is a lot like changing the work centers, right? In other lessons, we looked at work centers and changing out a work center. Now we're changing out a process. So I'm going to come down here where the jobs are displayed, and I'm going to say I want to swap out the drilling process with these two defined jobs to a grinding process. Now, if I were to hit replace right here, I'm going to get a message that pops up that says, hey, that's fine, but before you can go forward, you need to define a standard factor for this process. So if you're going to swap this out on these jobs, what is the new duration or standard factor going to be for the grinding process? So I'm going to select here. So I'm going to select a standard factor, and then I'm going to select replace. And from here, just to confirm that option, I'm going to select OK. And just like that, it's done. And if you want to look at your log, you can select View Log, and you can see, well, what options, where was it affected within the system, right? Within the jobs or the quote or the method, or maybe all three you had selected. In this case, the job. I'm going to right-click on the job ID and view the job. And what used to be a drilling process in Operation 20 of the first assembly unit for this job is now been replaced with a grinding process. And you can see the standard factor there that was replaced with it, the pieces per minute. You also get a good idea for the person who changed it, right? So your full log here, who did it, who made the change, it's time-stamped and dated. And ladies and gentlemen, that is today's Tech Tip Tuesday. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.